Don't follow the path that's fleeting. Do not follow the path that's fleeting. I want to encourage anybody that's watching this and listening right now to serve your purpose. Serve that internal, eternal indicator that you have deep down buried inside of you. Search for that hidden treasure. And the treasure is not going to be found in anything on the other side of these eyes. You have to turn your eyes inward. And what do I mean by fleeting things? Things that's corruptible. Things that are only a shadow of what's real. So much stuff that we're experiencing right now and that we're looking at is a shadow of what's real. We know in our heart of hearts that so many things right now are staged. They're not authentic. They're making it look like it's authentic and making it feel like it's authentic, but it's not really authentic. There's so many countless examples of this. Just think about the things that you consume on a daily from an entertainment standpoint. Music, shows, all of that. How strongly it actually influences you on a daily basis. And oftentimes, it is the energy that we give something that determines the stronghold that it has on us. And it's not the object itself that we should be paying attention to, but what is inside of us that we're projecting onto that object is the main thing that we should be focusing on. Majority of people, there's two questions that a lot of people ask themselves is what is death like? What is life like after this is all said and done, if there is life? And another thing is, while you're here in this body, before your soul and your spirit depart from it, is what is my purpose in life? What is my purpose in life? I love bringing up the allegory of the cave from the Republic, and Socrates talking to Plato's brother. There's so many deep truths within that conversation that they had. And Socrates breaking down, being deep down in a cave and chained up to a wall, and coming out of that cave from being chained up to the wall and actually seeing sunlight and that blinding you. And having a blinding experience from both ends of seeing that light of the sun for the first time, the real deal, and going back in to the cave to enlighten others, but you being blinded by the darkness once you go in from your eyes adjusting to the sunlight. So many people that's in the cave take the shadows that's on the wall as if it's the real thing. And behind the wall, with people walking behind the people that's chained up with the objects, and they're making sounds, and people are assuming that the sounds is coming off the wall from the shadow figures, and they swear that's the real thing because they don't know nothing else. Even though that story is 2,000 plus years old, is that still relevant today? Are we still looking at shadows on the wall and perceiving those things as real? Was more real than real is something that's incorruptible. It never goes away. And that's your spirit. That's your soul, which holds truth, which holds peace. And ultimately speaking, within yourself, like, you're going to find your purpose. But you have to let go. You have to let go the projections of the on the wall, the shadow figures, and assuming that that's reality. You have to climb out of the darkness, which is not an easy climb to make, and you have to get to the light and sit with the light, the real light. Sit with the light of truth. Sit with the light of wholeness, and sit with the light of peace. I encourage y'all, don't chase y'all thoughts. I encourage y'all to not chase y'all emotions either. Don't chase the feeling of happiness, because happiness comes and goes, just as sadness does. And don't hang on to that. Don't hang on to people that wronged you in your life. Forgive them. Forgive them. And love your neighbor as you will love yourself. Something that gets preached here all the time. And by you climbing out of the cave and receiving the actual light of truth, you're going to then know how to truly conduct yourself in this world. And your purpose is going to be found in the light of truth. And that light of truth is going to connect you to eternity, because it's totally not physical. It's a spiritual experience. Anything contrary to the spiritual experiences of this physical world, and examples of things that aren't physical are your thoughts and your feelings. You can't touch your thoughts. You can't smell your thoughts. You can't see your thoughts with your physical eye. Internal indicators. These are all internal indicators. And this is the order of how you should be maneuvering through life. And take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. Seriously, everybody has a right to think what they want and do what they want. Who am I to judge somebody else? I'm only a human just like you. I'm only a person just like you. But you have to understand that within your soul, it's operating between two worlds. That being the physical world, where the physical body is, which is important for you to carry out your will of your soul. And the other end that your soul is in between, like the body, is of the spirit, which is completely invisible. Is invisible. But just because it's invisible and intangible, that doesn't mean it's not real. And in this age of scientism, people need physical proof of things. They really do. And we're relying on neuroscience to understand how our minds work and our brains work. And science is helpful in a lot of things. But ultimately speaking, you have an intelligence within you deep down, if you truly come to understand what I'm saying, that's not of this world. Because this world is corruptible. And God isn't corruptible. God is beyond human beings. God is beyond all religion. Truly. And you have to look past divisive things. Things that tend to divide us. Because ultimately that don't come from God. Because within God is unity of all things. Outside of God is not. Another man will deceive you. They will. They would tell you a lie and guide you along the path that you shouldn't be going. And this is why discernment is important. And this is why you need to ultimately listen to your internal indicator, which God gave you. And above all else, seek wholeness. Love the Lord your God with everything you have, and love your neighbor like you love yourself. And that will eliminate a whole lot of problems in your life. That would cure your soul sickness that you have. And your soul sickness is anything that's related to any sort of mental health issues that you're dealing with, because that's high key a demonic force that's attached to you that you need to be free from. And it's possible to overcome these things. The Son of God showed us how to overcome these things. Faith and hope need to be your foundation, and that leads your feet. And the head of all of that is love. That comes from God, not you. And then you carry out that will. Truly. And that's you climbing out the cave. Don't buy into any of these trends. Observe it. Watch it. Be very, very aware of what's being told to you, and be very aware of what's being shown to you. Because this world is filled with darkness, and the true light is going to be found within you, not outside of you, not in another person and not in another place. That's where you're truly going to find the kingdom of God. Quick little message. I'm out of here. And if you truly want to hear more from me, just tune into the Purpose Served podcast. Got a playlist out there. 100 plus episodes in. I encourage y'all to serve your purpose and be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. And live out your dreams and aspirations, and improve and innovate the human experience, and improve and innovate life. Until next time, I'm out of here. Deuces.